the world. Standing up tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules.
What's up? Welcome to a special quick edition of the Jaguar. Earlier this week, Sammy Football was with me, but today I am flying solo. We might be joined a little bit later by Matt Grieve, but I don't know. We'll see if he can hop on. We didn't really talk specifics about the matchup versus KC earlier this week. I chose instead to focus on the experience of the previous two Titans game and the playoff game, and then talk a little bit about the obnoxiousness of Kansas City Chiefs fans. And we even briefly touched on how much Kansas City barbecue sucks. But today I just want to take a quick minute and talk about what's it going to take for the Jaguars to beat the Chiefs, right? It's a weird vibe for me this week, and I don't know if other Jags fans feel the same. I'm not super worried about losing. I don't know if it's because feels like we're playing with house money. And I know Doug Peterson, hates that phrase apparently, whether we're playing with house money or our money, we're still here. I think it's something he said earlier in the week, but to level set a little bit at the beginning of the season, if someone had told you that the Jags would be in the divisional round with a chance to go to the AFC Championship game, without giving you any details other than that, you would have taken it. Right. And here we are playing the Chiefs, are, arguably the best team in the league over the last 5 or 6 years. Patrick Mahomes, the MVP of the league. That's, he's going to get named the MVP this year, playing at a level that few quarterbacks ever reach, much less sustain. So what's it going to take for the Jaguars to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this week? I think, one thing to touch on before we get into that is there seemed to be a lot of Jaguar fans traveling to Kansas City. A bunch of them were at some sort of restaurant or bar last night, and Tony Baselli showed up and was partying a little bit with some of the fans. Hearing stories on Twitter of Uber drivers talking about how many Jags fans are coming in, and I think it's really cool. That whole stadium is painted red in Kansas City, and teal is a color that contrasts very heavily with the color red. It's going to pop. The Chiefs fans on Twitter are trying to go for another, record-setting volume, amount of decibels from crowd noise. The more Jags fans that are there, the less likely that's going to be, hopefully. So pretty cool to see the Jags and Jags fans might be able to play spoiler in a couple of different ways. So that's pretty neat. If you're at Kansas City, good luck. Stay safe. I've heard some of the Kansas City fans in-house there can reach hooligan levels when their team when things aren't going well for their team. So have fun, stay safe. But I think the first key is the offense has to produce early. Trevor Lawrence cannot come out and throw 1, 2, 3, 4 picks like he did against the Los Angeles Chargers. The big difference being not that the Chargers aren't a talented team as far as the personnel in the field, but Andy Reid will eat you alive. Andy Reid is every bit as good a coach as Doug Peterson, if not more so. So Andy Reid is not going to fold schematically, and like Staley did for the Chargers. Like, he's going to have a response and an answer. This game is going to, if the Jaguars are in it, and I believe they will be, it's going to come down to the wire, right? So it's going to be a chess match between the coaches, between the players, and the offense has got to produce early. So not only can they not, come out and turn the ball over, but what we can't see is sort of what we saw in the Titans game, right? Where the offense could not produce at all. Then they had a couple of turnovers there, but it wasn't the debacle that was the first half of the playoff game. The offense has got to score points. We've got to keep in shouting distance of the Chiefs, if not be on top of the Chiefs for as much as possible to have a chance to win this game. And I just, that's one worry I have. Like, the offense, as good as it's been, has been up and down, back and forth. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're pedestrian, and we can't afford a pedestrian performance from the offense today. Um, on the defensive side of the ball, we talked about this very briefly. You got to sack Patrick Mahomes. Pressure is not enough on this guy. Pressure is not enough to get him off his spot. The guy is a scrambling wizard. He is a quarterback, who, above being good at just regular quarterback play, is excellent when he's outside the pocket, excellent when he's scrambling. His receivers, Travis Kelce, tight ends, like all, they know what to do in a scramble drill, and they can produce and get results even in that sort of a scenario. So we've got to sack Patrick Mahomes. And I know that Josh Allen has had a stellar couple of games in the playoff game and in the game against the Titans, but there were stretches this season where Josh Allen and the rest of that defensive line disappeared in terms of pressure on the quarterback. That is something they cannot afford to do today. They've got to get pressure. They got to get pressure early, and they've got to put Patrick Mahomes on his butt. The more they do that, the better chance they have to win. And I think too, they've got to find a way to slow down Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is a menace. The Jaguars have always been allergic to tight ends. Every defensive coordinator, every defensive scheme they've ever had over the course of their history, the tight ends have been, the bane of our existence. Even in the 2017 run, when the team made it all the way to the AFC Championship game, tight ends just ate Paul Posluszny alive. If you got a tight end matched up on Paul Posluszny, and listen, I got respect for the guy; he's a great player, but he couldn't cover tight end to save his life. And you've seen some shades of that, especially with the two rookies, Chad Muma and Devin Lloyd. So they've got to find a way to scheme, against Travis Kelce to keep the ball out of his hands, or at least slow him down and not let them get, big chunk, quick scoring plays, right? Sustained drives, not good, but a slow sustained drive, giving the defense a chance to stop them and slow them down, is better than quick strikes from that Kansas City offense that really hasn't missed a beat since, the Cheetah went to Miami. So I think that's one of the other, the keys on the defensive side of the ball are you put Mahomes on his butt and scheme a way to get Kelce out of the game. And just overall, like, this team's got to minimize mistakes. At the end of the playoff game, there were a couple of scenarios where the team could have lost it all, right? One of them was on that last drive, the field goal, the field goal winning drive. Trevor Lawrence threw the ball right into the hands of Kyle Van Noy, and luckily Kyle Van Noy dropped it. But we can't have mistakes, first half, second half, middle, whatever. Can't have mistakes. And then, we can't have bonehead idiot plays from people like Trayvon Walker. And listen, I like the dude. He's a good football player. I still think the better choice would have been Aiden Hutchinson, because he's shown up on all sorts of top 10, top 5 2023 rookie lists, where Trayvon Walker is not. But Trayvon Walker has had a series of gaffes this year across several games where he has had personal fouls that have at one point cost the team the game, and another point's come very close. And he had one in the game against the Chargers that very well, couple of bounces of the ball go differently. And that you look at that play and you think, oh geez, that's a play that they didn't need to, it's a mistake they couldn't afford to make. Right. So that's what they got to do. So I'm confident that they're going to do it. I'm going to try to hop on right after the game, win or lose, especially in the AFC South fan battle group. A lot of noise from Titans fans and other folks saying the Jags fans don't stick around when the team doesn't win. So we're going to do a little bit of proving that wrong. And I might try to solicit a few other fans to hop on and just talk about the game afterwards. We'll see how that goes. Just depends on other things I got going on. So, if you see this, good luck, Jags. If you see this and you're in Kansas City, like I said, stay safe. And, we'll at some point in the future, we'll be celebrating the Jags victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. Peace.